Good evening, folks. It's Diamond with the Oppenheimer Ranch Project and Magnetic Reversal News, bringing you a magnetic excursion update Monday, March 2nd, around 7 p.m. Mountain Time, 2026. Don't forget, tomorrow night, early into the morning, is the full blood moon lunar eclipse. We'll have all the details coming up in just a moment, so buckle up and keep calm. It's boom time. Well, here's how much rain and snow to expect this week in New England. It's going to be storm after storm after storm. I hate to break it to you. And well, it is meteorological spring, ding ding, and that means April showers bring May flowers. Now, don't they? Okay, so let's walk this through. We've got an ice storm forming right now, and it's going to be slowly creeping up into the northeast. Overnight, it'll be icing in central PA with snow ahead of it, pushing up into North Jersey and the Catskills. But right behind it, that rain is probably going to wash all that snow away. We've got several systems hitting the same area of the country here over days, and that's the big threat, in my opinion, flooding. Let's take a look at the total accumulated precipitation, and you'll see what I mean. There it is, that purple bullseye, and this is through March 7th. So 5 days out, and we could see areas here with up to 5 or 6 inches of rain. It's insane. Let's take a look at the snowfall, the total snowfall. And we're going to be picking up some much needed snow here in the west through the first week of March. Take a look at that. Some areas picking up a foot or more in Wyoming. And well, the basins, we could all use the extra snow. A look over at tornadohq.com live, and you can see some scattered snow, and there's that storm on the East Coast. We also have another system here moving through the Dakotas and Nebraska, but no severe weather alerts. Check out tornadohq.com live for all your live severe weather needs. And now the full forecast. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got winter weather in the eastern U.S., fire weather in the southern high plains. A wintry mix may impact travel across portions of the Ohio Valley, the Central Appalachians, the Mid-Atlantic, and the Northeast today through Tuesday. Gusty winds and low relative humidity will bring elevated to critical fire weather to northeastern New Mexico and southeastern Colorado today and Tuesday. So keep your cigarette butts inside. Good news here, at least for some areas, not the West, but total snow mass in the Northern Hemisphere has now gone above average, above the 40-year mean, 30-year mean. My bad. So, looking good for the Northern Hemisphere as a whole. Seismic update. Ooh, 5.3 just blasted off here in Alaska. Probably the furthest tip of the Aleutians there before it becomes Russia. And we did have a 6.0 at Volcano Islands in Japan earlier today, now with aftershocks. And a 5.6 in Japan. The West Coast is rumbling once again with numerous quakes, I'm sure rattling nerves, as that seismic swarm in Nevada continues near Tonopah. Interesting rumbler today in Nebraska, a 2.6, and near the New Madrid here, a 2.8 in Marston, Missouri. Worldwide volcano news for the day. We've got Ibu to 7,000 feet. Simadu, who knew now you do 15,000 foot blast there. Fuego to 14,000. Reventador to 14,000 foot. Mayon to 9,000 foot. Aoba stopped erupting. Ongoing volcanic ash at Sangay. Eruption reports at Simadu. Discrete volcanic ash to 13,000 feet at Santaguito, with intermittent eruptions to 27,000 feet at Sabancaya. A lot going on today. Fuego to 13,000. Mayon erupting. Simadu to 15,000. Reventador to 16,000. Volcanic ash likely at Sangay. Marapi to 15,000. And Sabancaya, an isolated puff to 25. Whew, quite a list. And that brings us to space weather, where you can see over the last 24 hours, flaring has fallen down. Now X into the B range. Even though there are sunspots facing Earth, just no activity coming out of them whatsoever. Look at that graph. 3-day geomagnetic forecast is quieter and quieter through March 4th. Currently at KP1, any lower and will be psychic. And don't forget, tomorrow, early morning, not tomorrow morning, so tomorrow night and then into the morning, there'll be a total lunar eclipse visible over much of the United States. If you are in the darker reds here, you'll see it in totality. If you're further east, you'll only see it partially. In the East Coast, it'll be 6:04 to 7 a.m. Central Time, it'll be 5:04 a.m. to 6:02 a.m. So when you're waking up, if you're an early bird. Mountain Time, 4:04 a.m. to 5 a.m. And Pacific Time, 3:04 to 4:02 for when some night owls are just going to bed. So get out and look up. You don't need any special glasses to watch a total lunar eclipse. It doesn't get completely occulted. It just gets dark and red and weird and eerie. There's just an eerie sense about everything when it's happening. So if you've never experienced one, I suggest you make a plan, set the alarm, and get out and watch it. Take a look at this. The ancient human ancestor Littlefoot gets a new face. High-resolution scans of a crushed skull reveal unexpected links to East African fossils. It's an interesting article. So Littlefoot is a member of the genus Australopithecus, an important ancestral group of our species' own genus Homo, and they're millions of years old. The skeleton's small foot bones were first discovered in 1994 in a box of fossils at the University of Witwatersrand in Johannesburg. The rest of the skeleton was found encased in a rock in the Sterkfontein Caves, about 50 kilometers away 3 years later. The problem is some of the skeleton, including the skull and face, was partially crushed and distorted by the rock. In 2019, researchers scanned the skull using synchrotron X-ray imaging in the UK to produce a highly detailed model of the bones. And then they spent years digitally putting Littlefoot's face back together. And now they have a very good reconstruction. So let's take a look at that real quick before the conclusion here. This is the crushed skull on the left. See if it gets any bigger. Yeah, wow. Beauty, eh? So that's the crushed skull on the left. This is the scans. And this is the reconstruction here that they just got finished. So Beddoe and her colleagues compared the facial features of Littlefoot with 3 other Australopithecus skulls and the features of related apes such as gorillas, chimpanzees, orangutans. Intriguingly, some of Littlefoot's features, such as the distinctly wide eye sockets, appear more similar to fossils from East Africa than those from South Africa, where Littlefoot was found. One possible explanation is that Littlefoot represents a group of human ancestors who migrated from East Africa to South Africa more than 3.5 million years ago. And there is Littlefoot. Hey guys, head on over to Magnetic Reversal News on Rumble for our latest update and our latest episode of Science Without Consensus. An Italian engineer claims the Great Pyramid of Khufu may be more than 20,000 years old. Lee and I break it down. It's a fascinating show. Support our work over on Rumble. The link will be below. And that's a boom to knowledge. Hit the thumbs up. Share this video. The most important thing you can do is subscribe to the channel. Help the channel grow. We love each and every one of you. Be safe. And that is a boom.